Welcome back to the kingdom of, the Directorate of Anvers. I think that's how you pronounce it. I know I pronounced it incorrectly before. I know the S is silent, maybe, or the R is too. Maybe all the letters are except for the A. So let's just call it the Directorate for easiness, since I can't pronounce the name of the capital, which is the hallmark of a pretty bad director, if I have to say so myself, but we'll have to roll with it. The Directorate bids you welcome because we are still engaged in the great Western European crisis war of the 20th century, otherwise known as the Burgundian liberation of Dalmatia, which is going quite excellently, if I have to say so myself, though I have noticed a few things that are of interest, which I should point out before we continue with today's episode. And that would be that I tend to somehow forget the possessions that Burgundy, or Anvers, have acquired in Africa. And Spain has been quite a nuisance here, as it turns out, and I haven't done shit about it. Maybe. Yes, maybe. Some attention should be paid to the African possessions and make sure that they are safe. So that should be something. I just realized that Spain has quite a few troops here. Another thing I found interesting was the rebellions that are happening in Illyria, the country we are not really trying to help. We're mostly using them as a reason to declare war on France again, honestly. But they have rebellions of all kinds. They have Jacobin rebels, Illyrian reactionaries, militant socialists, Illyrian fascists, militant socialists again, Illyrian reactionaries, and so on and so on. Everyone cooperating to bring down the Illyrian parliamentary monarchy. I'm not really sure who is the one in control here, because the capital would be here in Zagreb, and it's the Illyrian fascists, so if they don't take it back, it will be fascist, and it's pretty weird that all the other rebels are kind of fine with having the fascists. I mean, they got here first. Let's protect their right to take over the government, right? Makes absolutely no sense. I so wish for Victoria Free and a potential of fixing that. Having like rebellions that fight each other. Imagine having like the Weimar Republic sort of thing, where the fascists are attacking the communists and the communists are attacking the fascists, and then there's the people in the middle that no one cares about because they are the moderates. Right. That would be cool. Anyway, another thing I found interesting, another little tidbit, another little bit of trivia, is that Bohemia has succumbed to fascists, and they have established Greater Bohemia, which is quite ironic since it's the smallest Bohemia I've seen in quite a long time. So they have Greater Bohemia right here, and they are fairly revanchist. I can't remember if that's a thing in this game, to have revanchism. I think that's in Victoria 4, I was going to say, but EU4. They're currently still at war with the Scandinavian Republic, Macedonia, and Serbia, and they are probably going to lose that war too. Let's see what they are really up to. It's Scandinavian Republic acquired Polish Lithuania, West Preußen. Seems like they will manage that. Yeah, it does. So we'll see. Greater Bohemia, not the greatest Bohemia we've seen. I've seen better Bohemias. Definitely seen better Bohemias. Alright, we have a war to fight. We have another war to win. And let's just do that. So we'll continue on here. I almost forgot Africa again, which is a shame. We have a lot of people here, and some of them undermanned, which I hate, and for some reason, there we go. Now we could fix that. Alright, our usual standard setup of having some artillery and some infantry. There we go, we have an army ready to fight. They should be sent immediately to do all the fighting that is necessary in order to ensure victory. Then we will send another army up north, I presume, because we need some in the north too. Or maybe these armies should... No, we should focus on the south first. Let's fix the south and then we can head north. Can't just leave the south in shambles. Who would do that? There we go. Alright, now we have some armies ready. Is there any threat in eastern? Nope. Nothing here. Alright, send the armies over here. All of them. This army should be in Va. Va. One of these armies should definitely head for... Oh, they're already doing that. Good job. And you might as well stay and reconquer that part. Great. Great stuff. We need to retake Gao, and then we need to fight all of these forces in the Sahara, which won't be pretty. Alright, how's it going in this battle over here? It's fairly interesting and it's going pretty bad now. That's not good. We do have this army over here that's standing and doing absolutely nothing, so you might as well attack and hope for the best. And let's take Toulouse. I like Toulouse. No, I don't like Toulouse, but oh, God. I like the city, I assume. I've never been there, but it sounds nice. We have some armies that are heading up. We actually have quite a few troops that are up here. Most of them just various forms of rebels. That's not good. Jacobin rebels. Right, what do you want now? Suffrage movement. Stop with the suffrage movement. No one likes that. I guess they will be mad if I don't do that. What about non-socialist unions? What if you get some unions? Will you be happy then, people? Just put down your pitchforks and go home. Oh, the Jacobins got even more mad. Yeah, I thought that might not be calming them. Well then, I think we can push through another reform if we so desire, but... Could this be like... I think there would be like Spain, where you transition peacefully between having a fascist dictatorship and then having democracy. Could we do like a Spain of doing that? I mean, the director is only here because the king was so bad and now it's like a transitional government. That could be our explanation for the whole thing. It sounds good to me. Alright, head over here. These places are almost conquered. We have another army here ready to strike out. Actually, go strike at them. And we could also... Poitiers. I should have stopped trying to pronounce these places. I don't know French. I should not pretend to know French. There. And the police state. Yes, this is good. This is good stuff. This is what we like to see. See, minus 75% in everyone's organization rate. That's gonna be useful for when we need to push back. Look, they're all gone. Okay, they're back. Stronger than ever. Bogor region, I can't remember what that even is. I assume it's, let's see, Batavia. Okay, so it's over there. Gotcha. I understand now. We're defeating the Italians valiantly. We can head further into Italy with very little risk. And we can push through another reform. What do people want now? They really want that suffrage movement. They are really, really eager for suffrage. Really, really eager. Can I entice them with like unemployment subsidies? Will that make people happy? Let's try that one first. The Jacobin rebels are... they do like their unemployment subsidies. All unemployed people just stirring up shit. That's a lesson for modern day societies. If they're complaining that you're oppressing them, just give them unemployment benefits and they will be happy. That's all. People don't actually want to vote, they just want to be comfortable. There we go. Alright. We're having a good grip on this situation. Social alienation, that's some good stuff. Really good stuff. Now people will be more educated, and when they're educated they will realize, you know what? Why should we have democracy? We might as well just have this benevolent director steering everything we do. That's exactly what they will like. Alright, investment banks, that's a good thing. Pick that, get some more money for us. Because we need more money. We're almost up to 1 billion. Or are we? Wait, a billion? It's 1,000 millions, right? I think so. Basic mathematical concepts is completely lost to me now. France wants enough peace. They want Dalmatia. Actually, they want to give away Dalmatia, which is not even theirs. Because, well, that's the crisis demand anyway from our side. Not that that's our actual reason to be at war. Needless to say. And since these guys are suffering, we might as well just remove some of them. But at the same time, what do we want? What do we want to take? There's a lot of things that we could potentially take. We could take Languedoc, so we can shut the French out of the Mediterranean. There will be no Mediterranean coast. If they want to go to the Mediterranean to, I don't know, sunbathe or whatever, in the future, we will control the Riviera. If we do the same to Italy and strip them off coast here, like taking Liguria. Actually, do people travel to Liguria to go to the beach? Maybe. Maybe. France really wants that peace offer. Or rather, they really want that peace. But like, look at the Danubian Confederation. They are 4th place now. We have grown a beast. They will be the end boss, I assure you. It will be epic and glorious and probably very anticlimactic if I know anything about my endgame bosses. Savona, a wonderful victory for Burgundian forces. Should probably eliminate those Italian men. Speaking of Italy, I just, in the Steam sale that had just been, I picked up that game. It has a name. And that name is Sniper Elites 4. I think it's 4. Where you play in Italy. Let's just say I like to play in Italy. Fun stuff, fun game. Fun game. France acquired Dalmatia, still talking about that. It's not really, that's yesterday's news. Not really interested in that anymore, France. Come on, keep up with the kids. They have some men over here that they want to flaunt around with. We don't appreciate that. Low minimum wage? No. How about screw you, rich people. The people are mad at us. We need to give them whatever they desire. They are really eager about that suffrage movement, aren't they? You know, if it comes to that, we will go through with suffrage reforms. We will. We shall not be those who stand between the people and what they want. As long as we can stay in power, or at least not die, we'll be fine. Alright, we have 2 armies here that are very, very eager to do stuff. So maybe we should combine them together. Transform them into a twice as large and twice as powerful force, and then attack the Spanish forces. It's the communist Spanish as well, which makes it even worse. See? Proletarian dictatorship. What about France? Presidential dictatorship. How cliché. Oops, they have quite a few men there. Maybe we should send some reinforcements. There we are, and it went even worse with reinforcements there. Upper house rearranged. That's not, I mean, that's pretty good, but still. Would prefer to actually have victories here. Can I tell my men that stop being fools and win? Incident in Russia. I can't really be fighting Russia and getting more information. Seriously, what's wrong with this? That's a good general, though. But still, it's really bad. Every single turn we get really bad dice rolls, while they get really good. There we go, now we finally have it turned around. Jesus, the dice are with us. Finally. Alright, we can, I think, push through a victory here. So do we want to, can we push for more stuff? We can. We can dismantle their nation. Force France to dismantle their empire. Prohibited from raising armies and lose 50% of their forces for 5 years. Must pay 25% of its income. That seems good. I like that. What could we do here? No, nothing. We actually could do that without paying anything for it. It's even better. And we would get a lot of prestige from pushing through with it. That would dismantle France. We have probably close enough to actually go through with it. The problem is here that we could do that, right? We could, and we might. It's just that if we want to take anything from France or Italy, for example, that will be 70% war score, just to push through to dismantle France, right? And if we want any more additional territory, we will have to completely annihilate all of them. Because we could probably have a white peace with Spain if it was a regular war, but we can't get that since we're in a crisis war, which is different. So maybe dismantling France now and then annihilating them next cycle of war could be a good thing. Alright, we will add that. We have decided to expand our war by demanding force France. War is upon us. Great. Not great. Alright, France, are you willing to sue for that peace? Dismantling yourselves? Nothing is happening. France is very, very silent. France is disturbingly silent. France is willing to sue for peace. Force France to dismantle their empire. You know what? That's something we've wanted for a long time. We will accept. France, you are now dismantled. Dismantled. However you say that in French. They are dismantled. Which is a good thing. Now everyone rejoices. At least if you're Burgundian, you should rejoice. Because we have managed something that the king didn't manage. We managed to do a victory without completely ruining ourselves. I say that now, hoping we won't ruin ourselves. And we have an army here, and an army there, and an army here. Everyone should go home. Everyone. Return to your original positions. Long live the Directorate of Anvers. Yes, the Directorate will forever stand. We have aeronautics. Just pick. There we go. Fine. Good. Excellent. Fantastic. Amazing. Wonderful. All of these armies seem to be decent enough, at least. I think they just need to recover a little bit, and then they will be fit for fighting. And it seems Aragon has decided this is the time to strike again. Now when France has been dismantled, we can be victorious, right? That is what they wish. That's what they hope for. And let's see if they manage. Let's see if they manage. Insult from Russia. Stupid Russia. Stop insulting us. Proletarian dictatorship Russia. You silly goose. So what else is happening in the world? The Safavid Empire, Armenia, still under our protection, is surviving. They haven't had any major issues ever since we stepped in to help. It seems... oh, now they're a republic. Bohemia, Moravia. Young Bohemians. Young Bohemia, Moravia. Prague. I should visit Prague sometime. Seems like a nice city. A lot of history. Prussia wants to have an alliance. Prussia, are you free at last? You are. Well, sure. Then let's have an alliance. Burgundy and Prussia. Allied together. This is the most free that the German people have been in I don't know how long. Oh, apparently the Austrians are now Danubians. What an interesting thing. Apparently a lot of people here have become Danubians. Apparently every German is now a Danubian. That's pretty quick. Well, some of them are still Danish, but holy shit, there's a lot of Danubians. Even up here in like Weimar, far from the Danube, there's a lot of... And the rest are just Elbians, Rhenish. Everyone is just naming themselves over which river is the closest. And yeah, we went to war to give Illyria back Dalmatia, or give them it, but we didn't. As I mentioned, it's just an excuse for war. Alright, we dismantled France. You can't even defeat a dismantled France. How about we give you some war subsidies? There we go, that's some substantial war subsidies for most nations. For us it's nothing, that's That's money that wouldn't even buy us a good TV, and we send that every day to them to help them with their armies. That's good enough for me. And apparently we are having some issues with our brethren that are not really our brethren, but the second largest nation in the world. The British Commonwealth. British Commonwealth. At least France. They are in 11th place. They shouldn't be that strong anymore. Plus they're having some troubles with some rebels that have popped up. Not too many rebels though, and speaking of rebels, we also will have some issues with rebels soon. They, like, even with like 6 to 7 million followers, the Jacobins are not managing to get any brigades to join them. None of them are, even though there's a lot of people who are sympathizing with their cause. It would also be cool, like if they do in Victoria 2. Victoria 3, I mean. If they do in Victoria 3, the whole thing about the various political factions vying for power, and if you say, if we were the Director of Anvers in a hypothetical Victoria 3, then if you see a lot of communists getting sympathizers, you should also have like a counter faction that is like the fascist supporters. And if they grow strong enough, both of them, there will be all kinds of internal strife and everything between them. Like fighting on the streets, Weimar Republic style. But just right now, we don't see anything about the fascist supporters. You don't see any armies here that are part of, you know, the fascists and that would be extremely loyal to you. Troops that you could really count on. I assume you could like count on these people who are just normal people. But it would be cool to see that these guys are really, really on your side. These guys, you can rely upon them to do what you need to do. That could be pretty cool. But at least now the rebel power is fairly bad and they are not that strong. I mean, look at them. They have a lot of potential brigades. They just are not having any brigades. So right now I'm not too worried about these revolts. Though at the same time, it's always good to have men in your capital. Your capital is the only key when it comes to rebels. If you lose your capital, you might as well just lose. You might as well just lose. I can't remember who you are. Autoria. Go to you. No? Well, then I won't look you up. It's some nation somewhere. It's probably somewhere here. I would assume. Or maybe here. No, I was wrong. Well, then it's somewhere. Jesus. Maybe here? No. No. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We have Jamaica. Or Eindrachtsland. Much better name. Forgot about that. Also, we have some island here. Martinique. Which is pretty cool. But we also need more men. We need to have... Like, do we have Anvers now as a rallying point? Because that would probably not be the best. Anvers, I mean. And let's have Chalon. Let's have Verdun. That's much better. Alright, let's call upon some more armies in... let's say... Wait. Oh, I thought it said... Oh, there's Arcadia. I thought it was like all of these men in Arcadia, which would be pretty amazing. Europe. Here we go. Europe. Let's have some Burgundians and everyone join into the fight. There we go. And then with mobile artillery, it should be about 4 times 4. So by that point, I should have 36 when I should stop clicking. And then some light cavalry. There we go. Now we have some armies ready. 4 at least. See, a much quicker way of doing it. Alright, it seems they are doing pretty well. They are doing fairly well, though at the same time they have to fight Italy. And Italy is not the strongest nation ever, obviously. But at the same time, Aragon here has to split their forces on 2 major threats. Which could be a big issue for them. Right now they have 49 brigades in total, while Aragon has 83, which is pretty cool. They're not in our sphere anymore, but at the same time I don't really care enough for it to happen that way. They have Numidia as their puppets, which they released before. Maghrebi, Catalan. Oh yeah, I think this land did belong to Aragon before, didn't it, for a while, until they lost it. That would explain it. There's also some Castilian, South Italian. Yeah, definitely belonged to Aragon before. Macedonia, whichever way you want to call it. Looking fairly stable. Though it looks really weird for them to have, like, the north of Macedonia. Other than that, they have essentially what they have in real life, so to speak. But it still looks a bit bulgy on top. Like they have some sort of, like some sort of tumor that is growing out of them. Somehow the modern borders actually look fairly pleasing to the eye, or maybe just used to them. It could be either way there. Alright, so after going over here, we did gather some men to fix up a few of the armies before, and I think they are ready to be fixed up. Then we should probably fix some armies for Indonesia as well, because we haven't really done that at all. But that will be a thing that should happen in between episodes, really. No need to waste your time by doing that on the screen here, since it's not really the most interesting thing in the world, is it? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.